it's unpredictable what might unfold. So the more that you can create space, the better. The first thing to really understand about integration is that it requires your attention. Attention and sensitivity are two of the greatest gifts that come out of the experience with 5-MeO. And really creating space for yourself is so important as you come out of this experience. For some people, integration is fairly effortless. It's like you feel great and things feel just easier and more effortless and smooth. And even then, creating space for integration is really important. It's really important to create an anchor point in your day, at least once, maybe twice, where you're checking in, where you're finding some practice around your breath or meditation or introspection, so that you are continually coming back to your experience and creating a foundation for yourself. Because in the first couple of weeks, it can feel really easy and effortless, and you feel like, wow, I'm changed, everything has changed. And then that glow will wear off. It's usually at about the 2-week point. And if you haven't embedded practices to continually bring yourself back to that truth, back to that center that you found in your experience, you can lose some of the benefits and they wear off. So creating space is super important. The other thing to factor in is for some folks, and we'll talk about some of the reasons why this might happen, but people often have much bigger and more challenging integrations where there's a physical process that's happening. There can be disrupted sleep for a number of days. There can be a lot of emotionality, a lot of maybe grieving or pain or sadness that just needs to be released. And it's important to know that that is possible and to make sure that you are coming back into an environment after your retreat allows for that. It's unpredictable how you may come out of this experience. I think some of the factors here are having conversations with those in your family or who you live with. If it's possible to lighten your workload coming back in the week after your retreat, or taking some days off, or at least minimizing sort of higher stress activities with your work. Also, I would just say, get into your calendar. If you manage your life with a calendar, get into it and start blocking time out for yourself now. Start blocking out some morning time, start blocking out some time in the afternoon, whenever makes sense for you. If you have young children, the mornings may be really difficult, so maybe it's a little bit later in the day or midday. Finding some time to check in and creating that space is super important. It makes it a lot easier if your partner or whoever you live with understands that this is going to be the potential and the need for your experience, and so that they can support you in that. So in the next video, we're going to talk about some specific ways that we can create a ritual for ourselves that we can come back to every day. So when I talk about creating space, that sounds a little bit vague, and we'll talk about in detail some ways that we can actually anchor a practice on a daily basis that helps us return back to our center, back to that truth that we felt in our experience.